What's a typical day look like for you when you're working as an ambulance driver?
So day and night don't have any meaning anymore.
Mm.
I need to be prepared at all times to just pick up my kit and put on my gear and be ready to get the ambulance to the door, be ready, have all the batteries for the EW charged up, have everything ready and then go in and see if we need a stretcher, if this is a lying down, a sitting down, how many, how we're going to put them, where we're going to put them, which medics are coming, just one, or will there be two medics coming with us? And then sometimes we get delays, in which case I have to consider putting the ambulance in a place of safety while we're waiting because it can't be in the open for too long. Things have really, really changed. I used to work at the point of injury or point of evacuation. That no longer happens. It's too dangerous. The drones, the grey zone and the death zone are real. We were based within that grey zone and we lived underground. And you live in the same places that the casualties are being treated. And we have an app on which we can receive warnings of when FPVs, grads, Molniers, cabs are incoming.
And FPVs, grads, Molniers, cabs, those are different sorts of munitions for the audience.
They are. And one of the things I learnt to do was distinguish what sound meant which thing incoming, which was handy.
That reminds me of an exhibition I saw before I went to Ukraine, and it was about a Polish artist who spoke to Ukrainian refugees and had them imitate the noise that
Yeah.
various different munitions made. And that was very powerful. If anybody listening can look it up, I highly recommend it. And I will try to find out what it is and put it in the notes. But you described two words. I'm familiar with them, but the audience may not be. Well, two phrases, the gray zone and the death zone.
Yeah.
What are these?
They are the zones where it's basically the what do you call it? The distance that
Mm.
a drone can operate. And that's been gradually increasing. And as the enemy has started using relays, mother drones, all of that, the range has increased and increased. So in the past, artillery was quite scary and went quite a long way. Drones were less, had a shorter range, but now they have a really long range or potentially a long range. And also, you have the problem with fiber optic drones, which operate on a long thread, a bit like very old people will remember this. There was a thing called a cassette tape, and it had a kind of tape that the music was on. Well, fiber optics have a kind of thread a bit like that,
Looks
which
like a fishing line.
yeah, and that means that they don't use radio frequencies, therefore you can't block them. So me and the casualties and the medic are protected, well, in my case by EW, by
EW being.
electronic warfare. It's we had a drone jammer, so it jams specific frequencies. And for the purposes of the person at risk, all drones are enemy drones,
Mm.
regardless of whether there's no distinguishing whether it's us or the enemy. You have to assume that a drone is the enemy because by the time you find out, you're dead. So, yeah. And I was very lucky. I have a friend in the military out there who lent me a drone detector. So, his instructions were It was the first time I'd operated a drone detector. I have to admit it. It took me a while to get the hang of it, but the most important instruction he gave me was at the last minute on your drone detector screen, you see a picture of the roof. If you see a picture of the roof of your vehicle on the drone detector, just run. Don't stop. Scream at the people in the back. Tell them to evacuate. Stop as quickly as you can and run because it's too late. You know, driving faster is not going to work at that point. That means that you are seeing what the drone is seeing. If it's seeing the roof of your vehicle, you really are in the last chance saloon.
And would an ambulance be targeted?
Yes, ambulances and medics are primary targets because by killing them, you are ensuring that lives aren't saved and there will be fewer combatants. And the people that can save lives, it's a multiple, isn't it? You kill
Mhm.
the medics, that means fewer people will survive.